Welcome back. We're now up to page 6. Just a reminder, if you need to review any of these exercises, the timestamps can be found at the bottom in the description. Before we begin with number 14, I want to draw your attention to the top of page 6 in the yellow box. It does a really nice job of showing you not only what the note looks like, since we're no longer seeing the note name inside the notes anymore. It'll tell you what the note looks like, what the note name is, in this case F, E flat, D, C, and B flat, and it also shows the slide position where we're at. So remember, first position is all the way in, third position is a little bit before the bell, fourth position is a little bit past the bell, and then sixth position as far as you can go comfortably. And if your arms are a little too long, remember you don't want to go too far out, otherwise the slide will fly out. And then for our last note, B flat, all the way in again, first position. So let's start with number 14, rolling along. So in this one, as you can see, we now have an extra line for the music, and that can actually happen as we start playing more and more music. We'll have multiple lines of the same piece. So in this case, once you get to the end of the line, your eyes are going to have to dart immediately back to the next line at the beginning, kind of like if you were reading a book. So you would read this like you would read any book from left to right, then as soon as you get to the second line, starting again from left to right. We'll take this one line at a time just to get comfortable seeing that. So at the beginning here, we have primarily quarter notes. Remember, those are the one beat each single note, followed by our quarter rests, the squiggly lines, one beat as well, but of silence. So here we're starting with our D, fourth position, moving down to our C, sixth position, as far as you can go. B flat, first position, so it's a really quick switch to that. Then back out to sixth position C, and then back to our first initial note, fourth position D, and you play that note 3 times. Then we have that one beat of silence, and then we have that sixth position note again all the way out. We play that note 3 times, another beat of silence, and then we go back to our initial note, D, fourth position, and then our last 2 notes there are F, first position, and our last beat in that first line is one beat of silence. So I'll play it for you once, then we'll play it together. So starting at the beginning, just the first line, then we'll look at our second line. So first line, ready, and rest, rest, rest. Good. Let's try it together. Just the first line. Here you go. Set your playing position, starting a little bit past the bell for your fourth position. Ready, play. Good. Now let's look at our second line. It starts very similar to the first line, right? So we still have our D, still our C, still B flat, C, D 3 times again with our quarter rest. The next half of line 2, a little different. We still go to our C, sixth position. We only play it twice. Then we go up to our fourth position D, then back down to our sixth position C, and then we end on our low B flat, first position. And then the last 3 beats are just 3 beats of silence. So I'll play the second line for you once, and then we'll play it together. So here's the second line of number 14. Rest. Rest, rest, rest. If you notice at the very end here, we have the last vertical line a little bit thicker, and it's marked double bar. In music, this is kind of like the period at the end of the sentence. It's letting you know that's the end. So if you ever get to, let's say, the bottom of a music page and you don't see that, there's probably a second page that you have to go to keep playing. So that's a good way to know if a piece of music is done. So that's the second line. Let's try it together now. So let's put our playing position up, starting again in our D, fourth position. Here we go. Ready, play. So now we're going to be putting those two together. I'll play the whole thing, all of number 14, once for you so you can hear it and follow along with your slide as we're playing. Makes it a little bit easier getting our muscle memory going with our arm, as well as following along with your music. Okay? And another thing you can also do with your finger, you can follow along with your music, pointing at each note as I'm playing it, just to get comfortable feeling the beat and seeing how, when you get to the end of the first line, you jump straight down to the second line. So I'll play it for you once. Here we go. Number 14 from the beginning. Ready? And. Rest. Rest. Second line. Rest. Rest, rest, rest. Your turn. So, nice big breaths every time we have those beats of silence. It's going to help a lot. That way we're not getting a little too lightheaded by trying to breathe too often. Okay, so make sure you take nice big breaths. That way we make the breaths count. So here we go. From the beginning, line 14. Set your playing position, starting in 4th position D, a little bit past the bell. Here we go. Ready, play. Nice job. Let's go on now to line 15. Here, we can actually set our trombone down. And we're going to be working on the rhythm rap, where we're going to be using our hands to clap the beat as if it were our trombone, but we're just clapping the beat. And we're going to be practicing counting. So you've seen me doing it sometimes with my fingers. This time we're going to be doing it out loud together. That way you can get a feel for every single beat as we're playing with our clapping. Before we get started, in the yellow box between line 14 and 15, it's introducing a new type of note and a new type of rest. So in both cases, we're now getting something that's worth 2 beats instead of just 1. So with our half note, you see it looks like a regular note, but it's hollow, it's empty. So that's letting us know that that half note is going to get an extra beat. So now they're worth 2 beats. So if you were to play that note, you're going to go ta. So you're going to have to hold the note a little bit longer. So 1, 2, and that's the end of that half note. For the half rest, it's similar to the squiggly line where we don't play, it's silence. But in this case, instead of just 1 beat, it's 2 beats. And it looks kind of like a little square, a little rectangle. That's in the music. And for those same things, we're just counting in our heads, or counting out loud in this case, 1, 2. Because there's no playing that's done that. And it shows you kind of the equivalent where if we've ever seen 2 squiggly lines, 2 quarter rests together, side to side, that's what it equals to, which is just 1 half rest. So 2 quarter rests equals 1 half rest, because they're both worth 2 beats. So looking at line 15, we have a couple of half notes, the hollow notes, or quarter notes, which are filled in. Those are worth the 1 beat. And then we have our half rests, which are 2 beats as well of silence. So I'll count and clap it for you first, and follow along with your finger across the music as you're looking to it, and count with me. Count with me. So I'm going to keep counting 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty much repeatedly, and it's going to help you feel how each beat is going. Okay? And normally for rest, whenever I'm counting and clapping, I like to hold out my hands and do the pulsing. Makes it a little bit easier to feel the silence without creating a sound with the clapping. And you'll see it in context when they do it together with you. Okay? So starting at line 15, there is a repeat sign, so you are playing the whole thing twice. So I'll do it first. Here we go. From the beginning. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now your turn. So hopefully you were counting along with me. That way you can feel the beat between 1, 2, 3, and 4. This time you're going to be clapping with me. Okay? Here we go. Line 15. Don't forget the repeat sign. And I encourage you to do that pulsing that I was doing for the half rest. That way you feel the beats as you're not clapping during that spot. So here we go. Line 15 from the beginning. Here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. I encourage you to practice this on your own without me counting for you and you counting for yourself. And if you start feeling really comfortable with that, try doing it faster. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So doing it a little bit faster helps get that counting feeling inside you. Then you can start trying it without counting out loud. See how that feels if you're doing it in your head as well. Okay, so now let's go on to number 16, the half counts. So here we're now going to start playing our half notes as well as putting the half rests into context when we're playing this. So here we do have a repeat sign, so we're going to be playing through line 16 twice. We're starting on our B flat first position, then we play that note again 2 more times. For the first note we have here, it's a half note, so we're going to be playing it for 2 counts. So ta, ta, ta. After that, then you're going to move up to your C, 6th position, as far as you can go comfortably. You play that note for 2 counts as well. Then we have our first half rest, so we're silent for 2 beats there. Then going on, we go to our D, 4th position, and once again we have a half note, so we play that note for 2 counts, so a little longer. Then 2 more Ds as regular quarter notes. Then move up to our E flat 3rd position, and again another half note, 2 counts long. Then 2 more beats of silence. Then after that we have regular quarter notes starting at the top, F 1st position, E flat 3rd position, D 4th position, C 6th position, and then our last note B flat 1st position. And that one's our last half note, and then right at the end our half rest, 2 beats of silence. So I'll play it for you once. I encourage you to either practice this with your finger following along the music so you can feel the beat, practicing using your slide and showing your slide position as we're playing. You don't have to play with me yet, but just getting comfortable with the slide position. Or doing this part of the video multiple times and trying both, which is a good way to review it before we play it together. Okay, so here we go, line 16, I'll play it for you. Here we go. Beginning of line 16 with repeats. Ready? Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, repeat. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Good. Now your turn. So let's remember to play a little longer on our half notes, those hollow, empty notes, making sure we're counting 2 beats for those half rests, and then making sure we're doing the repeat sign. So let's give it a try. Here we go. 16 together. Set your playing position. Starting on our B flat, first position, all the way in. Here we go. Ready, play. Nice job. Good. Going on. Number 17, Hot Cross Buns. I'm assuming some of you have heard of this one before. If you haven't, as we're playing it, I think it might jog your memory a little bit. So for this one, we have, once again, a couple of half notes. Each one of those is worth 2 beats. And then a couple of quarter notes halfway down where we have 1 beat of them. So here, we started on our D, 4th position. Play that note for 2 counts. Move down to our C, 6th position. Play that for 2 counts. Then our B flat, 1st position, again, 2 counts. And then we have a half rest, 2 beats of silence. And then we do the same thing twice. We do it again with our D, 4th position, our C, 6th position, and then our B flat, 1st position. Halfway there, we start switching over to our quarter notes. We have 4 B flats in a row. You're going to want to try to speed up on those because there's so many of them in a row. Make sure to stay in time. And I'll show you how to do that together when we're playing together. Just ta, 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 as opposed to ta, 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 ta. Start speeding up if we have too many notes back to back like that. So 4 quarter notes in a row of B flat. Then we go up to our C, 6th position. Again, 4 of those in a row. And then we play the same thing we played at the beginning. D, 4th position, C, 6th position, and then B flat, 1st position. Each one of those being a half note, 2 counts each. And then we end on 2 beats of silence. So, same thing as before, just following along your finger as we're playing, or following along with your slide as we're playing, or doing both, just repeating through this section of the video on your own. So here we go, number 17, Hot Cross Buns. Ready? Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Your turn. Let's give it a try together from the beginning, starting on your D, 4th position. So setting your playing position, a little bit past the bell. Here we go. Ready, play. Wonderful. Now, 17 also has the option where you try the song mouthpiece only, then trying it on your instrument. I encourage you to give it a try. It's a lot of fun, and just trying to play the note. So it would sound something like this. It's a good way to practice muscle memory, to know what that note is going to feel like inside your mouthpiece. It's also a good way to practice, kind of what we talked about in video 4, for page 4, doing some lip push-ups. It's a good way to work out your lip muscles. So I encourage you to give that a try, not just for example number 17, but you can go back and do it for any of our examples, which is a really good, fun way of practicing as well. So now let's go on. Number 18, Go Tell Aunt Rhodie. So here, we're introduced to the breath mark. It looks like a comma. You're going to see it in a couple spots in this line. That's just letting you know to breathe in this specific spot. So looking at 18, we're once again starting on our D, 4th position. Play that note for 2 counts. Play that note again as a quarter note. Then going down to your C, 6th position. Then B flat twice as half notes, 2 counts each. So 1st position, da, da. Then go up to your 6th position. After our first breath mark, where we take a breath, you do 6th position for our 2 counts. Then you do it again for 1 count as a quarter note. Then you go up to your E flat 3rd position for 1 count. Then go down to D, 4th position, C, 4th position, and then ending on B flat, 1st position. And that one's a half note. Then you go to your next breath mark. Take a nice big breath there. Then you go up to your F, 1st position, for a half note. Then you do it again. Then you go down to your 3rd position, E flat, then 4th position twice. For your D, playing those as half notes, 2 counts. Then we reach our last breath mark there. And then the last part here, we just have straight quarter notes, C, 6th position, up to your E flat, 3rd position, D, 4th position, C again, 6th position, and then B flat, 1st position. And then we end on 2 beats of silence with our half rest. And we do have a repeat sign, so we do play this line twice. Once again, I encourage you to follow along with your finger just to get a feeling for the beats. Then doing it again, following along with your trombone slide, mimicking what the notes would be without you actually playing it. And then we'll play it together after this. So here we go, line 18. Playing it for you first. Line 18. Ready? Repeat. Rest. So I tried to breathe as loud as I could on those breath marks, just so you could hear when I was breathing. If you're taking a deep breath, you're not really going to hear a breath. If you're hearing, then you're tightening up your throat and you're making that sound. So you want to open it up, and normally if you take a deep breath, you'll hear almost nothing. So that's your goal when you're taking a breath, taking in as much air as you can without going like you're trying to catch your breath. And you don't have to move your shoulders either. Your lungs don't expand upwards, so you're not, right? It's from your belly. So feel almost like your belly is expanding when you're opening up your throat and taking a nice deep breath between those breath marks. Okay, so now let's give it a try. Line 18 together. Set your playing position, starting on your 4th position, D. Here we go. With repeats. Ready, play. Wonderful job. For this last one, number 19, Essential Elements Quiz, I'm going to ask you to pause the video before we start playing this, because it's giving you the requirement where you have to write down the note names, the actual notes. And your goal is to draw the exact rhythms that are shown at the bottom. So we have quarter note, 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 quarter note. Then we have a breath. Then we have half note, then quarter note, half note. So that's the rhythm there. Then underneath the notes, the rhythm notes, we have the note names. So in this case we have E flat, F, E flat, D, E flat, etc. And we have to make sure that we're drawing the note in the exact spot where you need them to be. Now the best way to do this is use the top of page 6 where it's showing you what the note looks like. So for example, that first note that we have in number 19, E flat, you go up to the top and you'll see F followed by E flat, and you'll see what it looks like, which is in that third space with the little B next to it for the flat. And we also know that it's third position, so it's a good way to review your slide positions as well. So please take the time right now to draw those in, and if you need extra time to do so, please take the time to do so. Like I said, use the top of page 6 to write those notes in, and then we'll try playing it. Okay? Hopefully now you've taken the time to write down the notes. So let's give it a try now, actually playing this. So at the beginning we have obviously many quarter notes back to back, starting on E flat, third position, going up to F, first position, back down to E flat, third position, down to D, fourth position, back up to E flat, third position. So a lot of staying close to the bell, right? Then back down to D, fourth position, then going down further to C, sixth position, and then our B flat, first position, the lowest note. And then we have a breath, and that's when we follow it up with our half note. So the first half note there is C, sixth position, as far as you can go comfortably, then D, fourth position. Then the last measure here, we have E flat, third position, D, fourth position, both quarter notes, and we end on E flat, third position for 2 counts. And we do have a repeat sign. So let's give this a try. I'll play it alone first. Follow along your finger. And it's also a good chance to double check that you drew the notes correctly. So you can double check as I'm playing to see if I'm actually playing the correct slide positions and that you wrote those down correctly. If you need to draw the slide positions down as I'm playing, you can also do that as well. And then following along with your slide position will help you get it a little bit more comfortable in your hand, in your arm. So, line 19, playing it for you first. Ready? And. Repeat. Now it's your turn. Let's give it a try together. Starting from the beginning, starting on your third position, E flat. So say your playing position, right before the bell. Don't forget the repeat signs. Here we go. Ready? Play. Wonderful job. If you need to review any of these, especially near the end here, because it does ask for a little bit extra work with a pencil, please repeat these video sections and practice as needed. Alright, hope to see you soon. Bye.